Hello everyone, welcome to ShailajaIAS. This is Subhash and welcome to the PYQ Decoder course. This is class 4 in the previous class where solving the themes of polity and understanding the UPSC PYQs, the way themes have been asked, the way it has been repeated cyclically and the connectivity between different themes. Today in the class 4, we'll see the important theme where every year 3 to 4 questions show up, which is Union Executive as well as Union Parliament. Union Executive, you have President, you have PM, Council of Minister, Attorney General, okay, and you have Parliament, its procedure, its sessions, okay, Article 74, Article 75 with respect to President. All this we will see each micro themes in this class. Let's start. Union Executive, which is President. It's one of the important topic, important concept, President, the pardoning powers, the election of President, the Vice President election, okay, bill, when the bill comes, what are the veto powers of the President, that is also very important, the ordinance and how it is interlinked with constitutional amendments, fundamental rights, we'll see through the questions. This is UPSC 2025 question. Union Executive, which is President ka question. Consider the following statements. An ordinance can amend or repeal any central act. What is the ordinance article? Article 123. In state it is Article 213. Here governor will issue, right? Here President can issue, and normally an ordinance can amend and repeal any central act. Correct, under Article 123, Central Act, Article 213, any state act can be amended or repealed by governor under Article 213, here Article 123. An ordinance can be used to or abridge or take away the fundamental rights. Is it right? An ordinance can be given retrospective effect. Yes, this is also right. Some of the laws like Farm Act which were repealed, even before the Farm Act were in place, there was an ordinance and some of the provisions of the act were given in retrospectively, it was in effect. 1 is right, 3 is right. An ordinance can be used to abridge or take away fundamental right. In the last class, we have seen time and again they are asking around Article 13. Is judiciary having the right, is there a provisions to have judicial review to keep a check on the executive and legislature? Yes. Where it is coming from? Article 13, Article 226, Article 32. What Article 30 says? Any law, including the ordinance, that tries to abridge or take away the fundamental rights will be considered null and void. Will be considered null and void. Fundamental rights linked to President, linked to ordinance mechanisms and power of the President. President can amend any central act. Governor can amend any state act. This is right. An ordinance can be used to abridge or take away fundamental right. Under Article 13, no, it will be considered null and void. Any grieved person, if he goes to Supreme Court, that ordinance will be considered null and void and will be taken out under Article 13. An ordinance can be given retrospective effect. This is where when ordinance was in news. Is an ordinance a way to bypass the legislative assembly or the parliament where legislation is passed and the bill becomes act? No. And mention which are the Supreme Court directives to ensure that ordinance is not misused. Misuse of the ordinance also is one of the important theme. Misuse of ordinance. Mainly by the states, some of the states where ordinances has been going on from 4 to 5 years. So this is also one of the important themes. Ordinance, only one question will not come on single ordinance. Ordinance is linked to President, it can be linked to Governor, it can be linked whether what all ordinance can be done with respect to fundamental rights. Okay, with respect to acts, This is how you decode a question. So how many statements are correct? 2 pairs are right. Which are those? 1 and 3. Here answer is option C. In the last year this question was asked. So next, Union Executive, President again. Regarding the, so pardoning power is one of the important topic in the President. Okay, in the topic President, pardoning power of the President. Consider the following statement. It is subjected to limited judicial review by the Supreme Court. Same concept of judicial review, my friends. Last also is subjected to judicial review under Article 13. Here also it is subjected to limited judicial review. Yes. Is it mentioned in the Constitution or is it defined in the Constitution with respect to pardoning power? No. Judicial review limited is respect to arbitrariness. If there are any arbitrariness in the decisions of the pardoning power of the President, that can be considered by Supreme Court for a limited judicial review. There is limited scope with Supreme Court to review the pardoning power of the President. Yes, this is correct. The President can exercise this power without the aid and advice of the central government or Council of Ministers. Article 74. The Council of Ministers led by Prime Minister to aid and advise the President of India. Without the aid and advice of the President of India, he cannot exercise his power. Leave pardoning power, he cannot exercise any other power without the aid and advice of central government or Council of Ministers led by Prime Minister. Are there any discretionary powers of President mentioned in the Constitution? Answer me. Are there any discretionary powers of Governor mentioned in the Constitution, in the article? Question has been asked. Yes, there is a discretionary power given to the Governor. Which article? Please comment. What are the provisions? Which subjects he can answer or can take under discretionary power? Is it given in the Act? Please answer. These are the types of questions where you will be able to link, okay, through statements. Yes, you can't, without the aid and advice, there are no discretionary power to President. But Governor has few of the discretionary power. Which are the discretionary power? Is it mentioned in the article? Is discretionary power mentioned in the article for the Governor? Yes. Are the subjects which are discretionary power mentioned in the article for the Governor? No. Which is that? Please comment. And these are the way you break down the topic, the statements, and which are the other interlinking topics that has been in the news, and the static part of it you could answer or you could study and focus where questions might come in the next year. So here 1 is right, 2 is wrong. So which of the following statement? This is right. Epuru Sudhakar case, it told that Sudhakar versus Government of Andhra Pradesh case, Supreme Court ruled that pardon is limited to judicial review. The President must act on the aid and advice of the Council of Ministers under Article 74. This is 1 only. 1 only is the right option. Next, this entire exercise is not about getting the right answers. The entire exercise is about getting the themes, getting the concepts, getting the interlinking themes with respect to fundamental rights, executive fundamental duties, okay, understanding, then predicting other themes, and by seeing the statement, for example, logically deducing. In the previous classes, we spoke about UDHR, Universal Declaration of Human Rights, and what all reflects UDHR. Fundamental rights, fundamental duties, preamble, DPSPs, any one feature if it reflects also, it will be part of UDHR. So all of the above, like that, you will be able to logically deduce with respect to statements and get the answer. Now it is about Parliament. In the Parliament, it is about Speaker. It's about Speaker. Consider the following statements regarding the Speaker of Lok Sabha. Speaker's removal and vacating the office question has been asked. Speaker is one of the important topic and all the functions of speaker is very important. One question is coming every year or the other with respect to speaker, because it's in news and it's a very important constitutional post, and many functions, many controversy also is linked with the speaker, and constitutionality also is linked with the speaker. That's why year and again questions are coming from the speaker. Speaker shall not vacate office until before the first meeting after dissolution. Yes, this is correct. In order to ensure continuity of constitutional office, even though his party might have lost majority in the election, he will stay until the next house meets, the dissolution happens and the next house meets, on the first day he resigns. And they will elect the speaker pro tem. Temporary speaker will be elected by the new house that is formed. However, speaker will not vacate office until before the first meeting after the dissolution of Lok Sabha. Does Rajya Sabha dissolves? No, it's a permanent body, but every 2 years 1/3 of its member dissolves, right? Or they resign. 1/3 of the members will be relieved after complete of term. They must resign from the political party immediately upon the election. In UK, it's a convention. UK doesn't have a written constitution. It's a very convention where political party, he will be resigning speaker once he becomes speaker to maintain that political neutrality and to ensure impartiality and objectivity is there. However, in India, it is not a mandatory provision or a convention followed very strictly. It is not mandatory. So who is our speaker? Om Birla. Had he resigned to his parent party, now he is a speaker, but he is not resigned from his parent party, which is Bharatiya Janata Party, BJP. He still holds membership in the political party. However, must resign is a wrong. Don't go that it is must, so this is wrong. That's not the way how options work. You should have proper understanding of the concepts. You should know whether speaker resign or not first properly, then logically deduce, and know whether it is a convention or mandatory constitutional provisions. In the first ever class, I gave example, okay, of the polity orientation class. What are the traps? One of the trap is they'll mention it as a constitutional provision or it is very mandatory. However, it will be a convention. Convention versus mandatory provision is a classical trap kept by UPSC. It's not that, oh, must he has given, then I have to do wrong. No, that is not the way. You should understand the concept. You should understand the trap is about the convention versus mandatory constitutional provisions given in the constitution. Next, removed by resolution passed by a majority of all the then members with 14 days notice. This is nothing but effective majority. Question can be asked about various types of majority, which is very important. Effective majority, absolute majority, right? Special majority, simple majority, and which are the provisions through which all this majority can be exercised. Which provisions for simple majority, which for absolute majority, which is for effective majority, which is for special majority with ratification of state, and which is without ratification of states. All these are very important, and one question might be coming from this area with respect to bill passage and the types of majority required. See, this is how you deduce. Here, effective majority also has been asked in speaker's removal and vacating of speaker's office. So when you speak about vacation and removal, you should have clarity about all the topics, all the themes, and understand where the trap has been set. Not because of words, extreme words or this one. That doesn't work nowadays. What is, however, how traps are set. traps are set between conventions and mandatory provisions, whether it is defined in the constitution or not. The swapping, he might have given absolute majority here instead of effective majority definition. Swapping absolute majority with effective majority. These are the traps that has been set by UPSC. If you can understand the traps instead of understanding must to, not to, should not, that is not extreme words. Instead of going with blindly extreme words, it's about how traps are set. Understanding that, you will be able to answer. So 1 is right, 3 is right, 2 is wrong. Answer is 1 and 3. So 2 pairs. This is 2025 question 87 in the set A of UPSC 2025 GS paper. So next question, 2024 question. When a resolution for removal of the speaker is under consideration. 25, removal of speaker, majority has been asked. Previous year, removal of speaker. See, themes do get repeated. Questions won't repeat in UPSC, my friends, but themes do get repeated with UPSC, because when you say speaker, when you have taken removal of speaker, there are 4, 5 or 10 questions set with respect to that theme. If this year this question comes, next year on the same theme the other question comes. So it's become very important that you understand everything about removal of speaker, vacating of speaker, okay, vacation of speaker, and all of the functions of speaker. When a resolution for removal of speaker is under consideration in the House, he, she shall not preside over the House. He, she shall not have the right to speak. He, she shall not vote in the first instance. So, what is the right answer? He, she shall not preside over the House. Speaker will not take the House, because you cannot be judge of your own case. What if you can block the resolution? When a resolution for removal of the speaker is there, he, she shall not preside over the case. Who will preside? Tell me. Who will preside? Who will preside when speaker resolution is there? Answer me in the comment section. He shall not have the right to speak is wrong. Why? Principle of natural justice, my friends, and fairness. If there are some allegations and removal is there, you have the right to speak and you have the right to defend yourself. He, she shall not vote in the first instance. This is a very unique point. You can vote in the first instance, but you cannot vote in the deciding vote. Or there is a tie. In the final vote, you cannot put deciding vote or the final vote if there is a tie during removal or resolution of removal of speaker. However, first instance you can vote. He shall not vote is wrong. He shall not have the right to speak is wrong. See how he has not preside, not have the right, not vote. One is a right thing, the other he can vote in the first instance, he has the right to speak, that has been put as not. This is how trap has been set. This 2 is wrong, only 1 is right. If you know the concept, if you know how much depth vertically you have to go with respect to speaker, you know this. No need to guess, second guess, and you know how the trap has been set. 1 is right and other 2 he has just put not. He can vote in the first instance. He has the right to speak because of natural justice, fairness, right to be heard. So 1 is the only answer. Clear? Next, Parliament. Very, very important with respect to bills, sessions of the Parliament, various devices to control or legislature to check the Parliament. Okay, the hours, question hour with respect to different bills, union budget. These are the areas where one question will definitely come. Be it be bill, be it be budget, one question is coming every year. This is 2024. Regarding money bills, Article 109 prescribe a special procedure with respect to money bill. If you have studied, you know Article 109. Annual financial statement, which article? You should know. AFS, budget ka. 1112. Money bill, which article? To describe the special procedure. Who will certify whether money bill or not? Speaker. What are the powers with respect to money bill in Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha? You should be able to go 360 degree. You should be the AB de Villiers of cricket or of UPSC here. Once you take one part, you should go 360 degree. That's how UPSC is asking question. That's how you have to prepare yourself. When you read polity, any standard book, if you take, don't read plainly. Okay, you have to be able to connect. If you have read fundamental rights, if you have read fundamental duties, if you have read role of president, role of governor, you should be able to think that way, connect that way, make your neurals work through connectivity. Your synapses should happen like this. Understand? It cannot be introduced in the Council of States. Rajya Sabha, yes, it cannot be introduced. Only Lok Sabha it can be introduced. So 2 is wrong. Here elimination is there. Is it not? 2 is wrong, 2 is wrong, 2 is... Sorry. It cannot be. It cannot be introduced in the Council of State. Yes, it cannot be introduced. It can only be introduced in Rajya Sabha, right? It cannot be introduced in the Council of States. This statement is correct. Rajya Sabha can only suggest changes. Same thing. It cannot be introduced in Council of State. Only Lok Sabha it can be, and it has not much power in Rajya Sabha. So this is also right. 1, 2, 3. Lok Sabha must accept the suggestion. With respect to money bill, if Lok Sabha is the deciding authority, it has the absolute power, then does Lok Sabha must accept the suggestions of Rajya Sabha? Not mandatorily. Right? Might be extreme word. Must. Can only suggest. If you think and if you don't know the concept behind it, it cannot. All will be wrong according to us. But if you know the concept, you know Lok Sabha, this statement doesn't fit with all other statements because it cannot be introduced in Council of State. Lok Sabha only it can be introduced. So Lok Sabha has the highest power with respect to money bills, with respect to annual financial statement, with respect to budget. Okay, Rajya Sabha can only suggest changes. Therefore, it is not mandatory to accept. So 4 statement is wrong. Answer will be 3 pairs or 1, 2, 3. This question was asked in 2024. Next one. Parliament again bills asked in 2023, my friends. See the themes repeating. 2024 money bill, 2023 with respect to bill again money bill only, my friends. Money bill and financial bill 2023, 2024 again money bill, 2025 again money bill will be the topic. Lok Sabha transmits money bill, Rajya Sabha cannot amend it, right? Last previous 24 ka paper we see. Lok Sabha will send money bill to Rajya Sabha, can only advise, cannot amend it. Lok Sabha transmit financial bill, Rajya Sabha can amend it. Financial bills, okay? Tell me the articles in the comment section. Other than money bill, some of the financial matters they can handle, but they will be treated like ordinary bill. They will be treated like ordinary bill where Rajya Sabha also has equal power. Therefore, Rajya Sabha can amend it. Statement 1 is right. Statement 2 is right. Joint sitting is mandatory for financial bill, but not for money bill. So, statement 1 and 2 are correct. However, under Article 108, a joint sitting for a financial bill is discretionary procedure, not necessary or mandatory. Joint sitting is mandatory for financial bill, but not for money bill. Okay, joint sitting is not a mandatory provision under Article 108. Article is not important. You should know the articles for sure, but the provisions of article deciding how the joint sitting happens with respect to ordinary bill, with respect to financial bill, which is mentioned in the clauses of the articles are very important. It is discretionary, not a mandatory or absolute thing. So 3 is wrong, 1 and 2 is right. Money bill is repeated, finance bill is repeated, okay? And same thing is repeated in the last year Questions will not be the same, but theme gets repeated, my friends. Money bill, financial bill in 23. It might repeat again in 26. Again in 24, budget. With respect to union budget, consider the following. FM on behalf of Prime Minister lays the annual financial statement. The swap of authority. PM, President. You know, nominal executive, India has, he is the nominal head and all the decisions of the government is taken in the name of President. So including the annual financial statement, Financial Minister lays on behalf of President, not Prime Minister. Authority swap happening. No demand for grant can be made except on the recommendation of the President. And President makes based on Article 74, aid and advice of Council of Ministers. Yes, no demand for the grants can be made except on the recommendation of the President. This is wrong. Swap of authority. This statement is right. So, answer is only one pair, two only. Under Article 112, President causes for the annual financial statement or union budget. Please see this document. PDF will be given in our Telegram channel. Okay. Please do subscribe to ShailajaIAS and YouTube channel. Bookmark the playlist every day. Each class and each major themes will be broken down with PYQs. Okay. You will be able to see how the themes are getting repeated again and again and where you have to put 90% of your time, energy and efforts. Next, dissolution of House. Okay. Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, very important. I was speaking about dissolution of Rajya Sabha, whether permanent or not. Lok Sabha, this again becomes important. And here is asking about the bill. What happens to the bill when the House gets dissolved? Plus bill. Again is speaking about bill. Theme is same, but when it dissolves. 2025, 2024. Theme is not getting repeated, my friends. It is getting repeated. Questions are not, but themes are always same. Upon dissolution of Lok Sabha, which of the following happens? A bill pending in Lok Sabha lapses. Yes. A bill passed by Lok Sabha and pending in Rajya Sabha lapses. Yes. However, few of the bill not lapses. Those are some exceptions. Okay, mentioned. A bill for which a joint sitting was notified by the President before dissolution lapses. No, it do not lapses. If it is notified before dissolution of Lok Sabha, a bill which a joint sitting has been notified before dissolution do not lapses. This is wrong. Statement 1 and 2, two pairs are right. See, classical lapses, but this is a classical move of UPSC where the exceptions are also considered as yes, right, lapses, but you should know the exceptions. Whenever this concepts like this, when the bill passes, when the bill does not passes, when Lok Sabha dissolves, when Lok Sabha does not dissolve, with respect to election, with respect to removal, okay, similar kind of statements will be put, but one statement will be a trap statement always. Understand? Blindly you can go if it is a pair, two pair. You might think, okay, this might be wrong, but this will be the wrong. In that way, pair question is helping us. You might think one statement might be wrong and put two pair, but that statement might be wrong, but the other might be wrong. That statement might be right and the other statement might be wrong, and you will still end up with getting right answer. That is one good thing with the pair, but the classical elimination which you used to do is now gone. There are few questions coming, but majority of the questions now are pair questions, around 40 to 50. So you have to be ready for both type. Next, Parliament sessions. See the same play of words again here. Prorogation does not require the advice of the Council of Ministers. aid and advice of the council. See how many times it's getting repeated. President does, but it does require. One is wrong. Prorogation follows adjournment sine die, but there is no bar to session prorogation. Even if adjournment sine die is not happening, President can prorogate the session. What is recess or what is prorogation? All this you have to have clarity. Dissolution is done on the advice of Council of Ministers. See, these two are contradictory. If pair is asked, and I know if this is one of this will be right. I will say 2 pair directly. Because if does not require aid and advice, and here is telling does require aid and advice, only one of the two statements will be correct. Even if I don't know, I know one statement will be correct and this statement is definitely correct. If pair is asked, I'll just simply put with 2 pair. If pair is not asked, then 2 is right. Then you have to decide and you have to know the concept. You have to know aid and advice, Article 74. 1 is wrong, 2 and 3 right. If pair is there, the trick is 50-50. Is one statement is telling aid is required, one is telling aid is not required, one is aid is required. So one statement will be definitely right out of 2. Other you know it is right. You will go blindly 2 pair, you can put it. But with knowledge, with clarity of the concepts, with logical deduction, why you are keeping the answer, why you are doing that should be clear. Your why should be clear. Okay. Next. Parliament amendment of the bills. This is constitutional amendment. Regarding a bill to amend the constitution, does it require prior recommendation of the president? No. Prior recommendation is not required. And the 24th constitutional amendment is mandatory for the president to give assent. He cannot return it back. He must give. Mandatory for president to give assent. Which amendment? 24th Constitutional Amendment Act. Which are all the things that requires prior recommendation? Write down in the comment section. Question might come. Which are all the things that requires prior recommendation? We saw union budget, prior recommendation. Okay. Article 2(3) require prior recommendation. Okay, for the states reorganization. Passed by both the houses by special majority. No joint sitting is allowed for constitutional amendment. Yes. Does Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha has equal power with respect to constitutional amendment? Yes. So this clarity should be there. This linking should be there here. 2 pairs are right. 2 and 3. Right, my friends? We'll go able to understand how to decode the questions. Now, we'll see again Union Executive. We saw all the variety of questions asked in Parliament thing. We saw President in Union Executive. Now, Ministers in 2022. See, the theme is getting repeated again and again. The Constitution classifies ministers into 4 rank. Classifies complete details. Will the Constitution give? Will it defines? No. Ministers, including PM, shall not exceed 15% of the Lok Sabha. Okay. This was in pursuit of anti-defection and to limit members from legislature going to executive. Okay. To give place all the members of the ruling party in executive to ensure that that doesn't happen. So 15% limit was kept under 91st Constitutional Amendment Act 2003. While pursuing anti-defection. Anti-defection law 10 schedule come under which amendment? 52nd Constitutional Amendment. That is also one of the very important theme in UPSC. So Constitution does not classify ministers into ranks. Okay, that is done by separate rule books or act. So this is wrong. This is right. Only one statement is right, which is 2. Clear? Next, again Parliament, Lok Sabha. Which of the following are the exclusive power of the Lok Sabha? Question might be, which of the following are the exclusive power of the Rajya Sabha? Okay, when you see this, you should be able to understand what other themes can come. Ratify a declaration of emergency. No, with respect to emergency, both Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha has equal powers. So statement 1 is wrong. Pass a no confidence motion. Yes, theme repeated. My friends, Article 75, collective responsibility of Council of Ministers. No passing, no confidence motion can be passed here. And Council of Ministers are responsible to Lok Sabha directly. So, no confidence motion is with respect to Lok Sabha, right? Impeaching of the President. Federal in nature. President represents the entire India. Rajya Sabha are nothing but Council of States. So, they also have equal power in impeaching the President. So, that is also wrong. Only answer is no confidence. Is it not the theme repeated, my friends? Is it President not coming here in Parliament? How is it linking? You should be able to link and get the answer. Clear? Understand? This should be done by every individual who wants to clear prelims. Okay? This cannot be force-fed to you. Okay? We cannot feed you the fish on the examination hall. Once you learn to catch the fish, you'll be able to take the questions, set the trap aside and get the answer, get the fish in 2026 prelims. That is what you need to be trained. This is what course helps you to get trained yourself to see, to walk the path of toppers who have cleared prelims. Next, Deputy Speaker. Speaker, Deputy Speaker. Election date is fixed by Speaker. Election date for Speaker is fixed by, you should know, President. Mandatory candidate from opposition party. Okay, the statement was given big, have reduced it. Okay, is it a mandatory that candidate for Deputy Speaker is from opposition party? No, it is not mandatory mentioned in Constitution. It is just a convention. Convention from 10th Lok Sabha that Speaker comes from the party which is in majority and Deputy Speaker will be given to the opposition party. It's not a mandatory provision. See again the trap of mandatory provision versus conventions followed in our Constitution and Polity. This is wrong. Same power as Speaker when presiding. Correct. Motion moved by Speaker, seconded by Prime Minister. There is no provision that Prime Minister has to second for the Deputy Speaker. 1 and 3 are correct. Choosing opposition candidate is a convention and not a mandatory constitutional amendment. Prime Minister is not seconding and all. So 1 and 3, 2 pairs are correct. The trap classical mandatory provision versus convention is always the favorite way to keep a trap by UPSC. Clear? And the authority. Motion seconded by these people. Prime Minister will not second any of the provision. Next, President. 2023 question. We saw pardoning, we saw ordinance. Now we saw with respect to election regarding the presidential election. Acts invalid if election voided by Supreme Court later. If the election of president is considered invalid by Supreme Court, acts are invalid. No, all the acts considered done till that time will be valid. So, this is wrong. Then, election postponed if some state assemblies are dissolved. Election of the president is very important topic. This also is wrong. Election will not be postponed. Constitution prescribes a time limit for presidential assent. There has been a debate for time bound this one. However, Constitution doesn't prescribe. See, again the classical trap. Constitution prescribes, Constitution classifies, Constitution defines. No, wrong. Here, all the three statements are wrong. None of the above. And this is a pocket veto. No time has been mentioned in the Constitution. Sorry, this one, time limit, no? Constitution in the pocket veto doesn't have any prescribed time limit. So all the three statements are wrong. And you see the classical traps UPSC is keeping. We'll quickly go through all the questions. This PDF will be there in the Telegram channel. Please go through individually. You study each statement and link the topics, link the themes. See how themes are getting repeated again and again. Money bill, financial bill, again repeated. Lok Sabha, again repeated. Okay? Presidential powers, repeated. Now, President election value of vote was asked in 23. This was a bit difficult question. Nominated members are eligible? No. This is there. Higher elective seats equals higher MLA value? No. Okay. Doesn't mean that higher elected seat, it's purely ratio of population to number of seats. MP value of member, okay. Value of Madhya Pradesh is more than Kerala. Member of Parliament value of Madhya Pradesh is more than Kerala. No, bit tricky. Puducherry value is more than Arunachal Pradesh. This is with respect to population to seat ratio. So this statement will be contradicting this. This will be wrong. Either you will end up with 3 or 4. 3 or 4, any statements are there here? No, only 4 is there. I'll go with 4. If it has given pair, then what will you do? Either I'll go with 1 pair or 2 pair. 50-50. Then you have to decide. Because these are factual, you should know the population to seat ratio. It is not possible to remember all the population to seat ratio. Here you can eliminate with the options, because 3 and 4 I don't know. If any option has 3 and 4, I'll go with 3 and 4. But only option is 4 only here, so I'm going with 4 only. But if the pair was there, I would have gone with 1 pair or 2 pairs. So that's the risk we have to take when you have eliminated 2 options and the other 2 options are there. But here you can go directly because 3 and 4 is not there, and you don't know whether Madhya Pradesh is having the highest value than Kerala or Puducherry than Arunachal Pradesh, unless you know population to the number of seats in the assembly. Clear? Next, Parliament comparison. British versus Indian Parliament. Right? In the previous slides I was speaking about that. British Parliament is supreme. India Parliament is limited because Constitution is supreme here. Limited government. Remember in the last classes, constitutional supremacy. Constitutionality of amendment is referred to the constitutional bench by Supreme Court. Right? Whether the amendment is right or not, whether it abridges the fundamental right or not, the constitutionality of the amendment is referred to Constitution Bench by Supreme Court. What is the Constitution Bench? 5 or more judges will be considered as Constitutional Bench under Article 145, Clause 3. So, answer is both 1 and 2. 2 pairs are right. Clear? Again session. President can summon, okay, with respect to summons of the Parliament. At any place he thinks fit. Not only they have to go and sit in the Parliament, okay, in Delhi. Any place it can be summoned. Constitution provides for 3 sessions. Constitution provides. It says there should be not a gap of more than 6 months in between 2 sessions. Constitution does not provide that this much sessions only have to do. No minimum number of days for meeting in a year. No minimum days. So 1 and 3 statements are correct. See, Constitution provides. The trap asking again and again in UPSC. So 2 pair right here. Union Executive, Minister. Who can become a minister? Any registered voter can be a minister for 6 months. Minister, he should have the same criteria as Lok Sabha member age, that is 25 years to become minister. However, voter is 18 years. It was increased from 16 to 18. Which Constitutional Amendment Act? Please comment. It was which? 61st Constitutional Amendment Act, it was increased from 16 to 18. Any registered voter cannot be a minister, but any member who is not a part of Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha but who is 25 years of age can be a minister for up to 6 months as per our provisions of Constitution. Person convicted for 5 years is permanently disqualified. Where did this question from? This came from RP Act, Representation of People Act, which was in news. Permanently is not disqualified. He is debarred or disqualified for a temporary time. That is imprisonment time plus 6 years thereafter, not permanently. So both statements are wrong. Neither one nor two. See the traps. Learn how they are keeping it. Logically try to deduce. Voter. When will you vote? Once you turn 18, you can vote. Can you be minister at 18? Anyone can be minister up to 6 months without getting elected. But at least the age criteria is 25. Thapa, wrong. A person convicted for 5 years is permanently disqualified. Have you seen any instances where he is a permanently disqualified person for being jailed? No, there is a term period. For that you should know RPA Act, which is in syllabus but not given that much importance by aspirants. But question do come from the syllabus keywords. Next. Lok Sabha equal power. Special power of Lok Sabha. Lok Sabha equal power with Rajya Sabha. Special power of Rajya Sabha. Question has come again. Themes do get repeated, my friends. Rajya Sabha has equal power with Lok Sabha in all India services. Rajya Sabha has more power. Right? Amending the constitution. Both Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha has equal power. Removal of the government. Lok Sabha has more power. Same last question which we see. Article 75. Making cut motions. Again budget. Lok Sabha has the power. So here equal to Lok Sabha equal to Rajya Sabha is only statement 2. B. Only one pair. Clear? So, very vast, almost topics, parliament, many of the topics here, budget, bills, houses, and you have executive, council of minister, PM, president. Okay, almost 3 to 4 question comes every year. This themes becomes very important and the themes do get repeated year after year, and the traps you can see how they are set. You can logically deduce the answer. So go through the PYQs. These are last 5-6 years. You can go through last 15-20 years and understand the key to solve, understand the mindset of the examiner. By this, we'll meet in the next class. We'll see next important theme and topic. See you. Take care.